Welcome, my lovely Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your Path of True Love read, a timeless Path of True Love read. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive president of Joining the Circle Productions since 1998, my leaves. Oh my goodness. The Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal, and I have my Venus in Libra. And I just want to say before we dive into the business at hand, yesterday was quite a magical day. You know how all them YouTube readers are saying, oh, they're going to call out of the blue and give you an apology, someone from the past, it's going to surprise you. It fucking happened. It happened yesterday. As complicated as, you know, this stuff always is. So I have to laugh because, you know, you get tired of hearing it when they don't, and then suddenly they do. It's like, okay. Just really, really funny. Mr. Kent, I like to call him my nickname. The men in my lives to protect the guilty, whatever. So let's get up in this gig, shall we? I did two videos in preparation for this series. One is a preface to the timeless True Love readings, explaining what the Path of True Love is from my point of view. Plenty of links in the description box about twin flames and soulmates in a newer definition than most people are aware of, which I think is way healthier than what's floating around out there. Not that that wasn't necessary, but there's a higher truth. There's always a higher truth to this stuff. As well as a video that I made about not just how to book me for a private reading, because it's not hard, but what actually goes on in one, because I'm a Virgo. I have a very, very clear protocol before, during, and after, and I even ask my clients just to reach out 24 hours after the spiritual counseling or the reading, just to let me know how they're doing, right? Because I love the one-on-one. That's, well, Mercury conjunct Venus and Libra. What do you think? So I guess that's about it, except to say, oh, we're doing a 24 card spread here. 10 cards, Daughters of the Moon Tarot, classic Celtic Cross, with 10 cards, the Mythic Tarot to clarify that. You'll see when we get there. 2 Caroline Mace Archetype cards to get us kicked off with. One for you, the Libra, the other for someone crossing your path. Maybe this is a romantic read, maybe it's not. We don't know. We just don't know yet. Only you can know that it is a general read, blah, 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 right? And then we will finish it off, if you will, with a Whispers of Love Oracle from the higher selves of all involved, and a Matt Kahn Healing Mantra card to help you on the path of true love, because it's your path, not theirs. Shall we? Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can from my pantheons of the divine through these pieces of cardboard, through YouTube, and to you, to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that you need on the path of true love. Cool beans. All the decks I read are always in the bottom of the description box, and I give good link. I do. There's a lot of good linkage down there. There's even my Vimeo on-demand workshops about the path of true love if you want to check them out. Superman just flew in and flew out yesterday, and I'm feeling a little Lois Lane about it all. Please take a nice deep breath. Hopefully it won't show up in the readings, but you know, if the hero archetype shows up, and you know before I do, you've looked at the title, so let's do this. One more nice deep breath, please. Okay, there's a shift as I call upon my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of the path of true love, and the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. For the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, called to this video, guided to this video, receiving this reading, what is the dominant 8th chakra archetype hovering over their head, so to speak? The soul power. They are alchemizing from lead to gold, shadow to light, toxic to healthy, pain to peace on the path of true love. And that 8th chakra archetype influencing every chakra below it, including their internal and external worlds. What is that for the Libra collective timeless path of true love? How about the one crossing their path? Same dynamic, 8th chakra. What's going on with them? And this may go back and forth, yes, particularly with cross watchers. You might be the person in position number 1, but even if you are the Libra, you could be in position number 2. Only you can know that. All right, collective pantheons, leave it in my hand. Here we go. All right, we're good to go. Let's see how brave you are, right? Because sometimes these sound like a nightmare, but sometimes they're the best. Oh, the king and the prostitute. That's just funny. Oh my God, how old is that story, right? How many heirs to the throne, right, where it had to be squirreled away because, you know, that's what happens when you determine the lineage of the child by the man, right? At least you know who the mother is every single time. Well, but, you know, matriarchy has its issues too. Not quite as much as patriarchy, because we certainly have a patriarchal card here. The king archetype, the masculine family of archetypes. There are 9 families. The prostitute is in the survival family archetype, and I think that's why they really underlined that this might be you as well, because everybody has the 4 survival archetypes. Sacred Contracts, Carolyn Mace. If you even just learn about the 4 survival archetypes in the survival family, it is the trunk of the tree which allows all the other branches of archetypal powers to flower. It's how it works, because we all have to learn how to survive. So let's read what's on these cards. The shadow to light, the lead to gold, the pain to peace. You get what I mean? The shadow attribute of the king. Now see if this rings any bells, if anything going on in the world. Excessive feelings of entitlement, rulership without restraint. I don't know, it seems to be ringing a bell somehow. The light attribute, enlightened, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. And you gotta say, benevolence in a healthy Libra, a balanced Libra, wanting everything to be fair, maybe even more of a social justicer in that way, second wave of ascension, divine masculine. Certainly that is in that energy too. But remember, divine masculine, divine feminine is not about your bodily gender in this life. However you choose to define or describe, go for it. You're a soul. You're a soul from before you're a body. And your gender is part of the body. The dynamic of yin-yang, masculine, feminine, is higher than that and influences all of it. We have the prostitute archetype here. I am PDS, pretty damn sure that this is not about somebody being a hooker. I don't get that vibe off this card. This is about surviving. Now, I will read you what's on the card, but everybody faces this, and they're learning how to survive in this world. It is the guardian of faith versus comfort, right? Will you pick up your bed and walk? Will you compromise your spirit or not? So if this is the cross watcher, the shadow attribute, you could say the lesson. The shadow attributes are the lessons and the stuff you need to heal here. Places material consideration and security above self-empowerment. All right, oh no, I can't leave, because if I leave, how will I mean, it's one thing, and let's be clear, survival, certainly in what we've been through the past year and a half, that's been heightened, right? But to really compromise your spirit, right, when misery is a form of intuition, when you know in your water, so to speak, that this is off, this is wrong, I can't do this, because you're placing material considerations and security above self-empowerment. And by the way, she is covered with probably $100 bills there, right? Somebody made it rain. Just saying. The light attribute accentuates the challenge, right? So there is a challenge in play for all of us every day, and there are so many ways I could talk about the prostitute archetype. Accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit, and oftentimes that has to do with really getting clear that you're not in charge, and neither are they, right? And vice versa. Like, you've got a king archetype here for sure. The divine is in charge. Your soul has a path, and it probably is not going to please the ego, and the personality is going to find it a challenge. But you came in to do something more than just stay safe. Security, right? How do we survive in this world without compromising the truth of who we are? I mean, I say it all the time to people. It's like, well, I could prostitute myself on YouTube and just crank out like 5 card readings, like 20 of them a day, and just, you know, watch every single word I say. But it's like, this is my sacred art. I can't do that. I don't have a price there. I'm doing the service, and I'm making clients from all over the world, so I'm pretty okay with that. And I'll be out in the world again. Yeah, watch the How to Book a Reading with me. I talked about that a bit. Okay, if you're local. Daughters of the Moon Tarot, 10 cards, right? We're going to lay the heart, throat, third eye, crown foundation here for the path of true love. Please take a nice deep breath. Because that's so powerful. Both of them are so powerful. I mean, a king with someone who won't prostitute themselves. They could do anything together. Need not be romantic sexual, although king and a prostitute. That's a pretty ancient story. So let's see. Well. My goddesses of air in the sign of Libra, Aphrodite, sweet and flighty, running around in a see-through nightie. Give us 10 daughters of the moon, please, face down. We'll turn them over one at a time once they're on the table. Path of true love for the Libra collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. Watching this video, receiving this reading. A king and a prostitute archetype. What's going on? Heart, throat, third eye crown for that king. What's going heart, throat, third eye crown for that prostitute. I mean, not literally a king, not literally a prostitute. It's just the archetypes that they are under. And you can have, well, you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, but everybody's got the prostitute lifetime. It's a long story. Read Sacred Contracts. It's really worth it. You find her videos all over YouTube. All right, Aphrodite, what's going on here at the core? They're probably unaware of this in the subconscious, but definitely something they need to know about. What's behind them? What's in their behind, Aphrodite? What's crowning them? Hovering, right? It's a free will zone. They get to choose this to bring it into incarnation or not, you know. What is in the crown for the Libras on this? God. What is before them on the path? Like the next thing, should they cope with that, deal with that, heal that, embrace it, incarnate it, whatever. What comes of that? What is their lesson that the gods and the angels and the universe wants them to learn? How are they feeling vibe-wise? Like if we were to walk up to them on the street and feel them out, what would that be like? What is their hopes and fears, their destiny hewn from fate, taking the hero's journey? And what's a hero's journey without demons and dragons and pitfalls and quicksand? I mean, it's not much of a journey if there's no antagonist. What's going on in their destiny, heart, throat, third eye, and crown, which is about the soul's journey? I will take that one. You made that clear. And finally, their outcome, right? The most probable outcome, the timeline of this lifetime for the Libra collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. Watching this video, receiving this reading on the timeless path of true love. Let's see. Remember, we got the king here. This could be you, Libra, but the fair king. King of Swords is the Libra card with 6 of Cups. With 6 of Cups. Now, I know 6 of Cups you hear over and over and over again, and I agree, that nostalgia, someone from the past, a past energy returning. But also compassion, right there. That is the key word written on the card. I'm not a keyword reader, but this is about the equal give and take of emotions. It's emotionally balanced giving. Here we've got one woman on the beach with 5 of her sisters, as you choose to define that word, laying hands on her, praying for her, helping her heal. I don't know if you can see it, probably not. You know, no, the artwork is subtle, but the waves that are coming in, right, that give and take, that ebb and flow, there are faces of like the water spirits there, right? So it's the element of water in this balance and warmth and compassion. Enlightenment, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. This feels like a nice king, a compassionate king. You know, it doesn't be male or female. My channel is never about biological gender. Do you know how many times I've incarnated as a woman on this planet? It doesn't work, right? You know, I'm supposed to be well, let's just move on, shall we? The prostitute archetype in oppression. So someone has been absolutely allowing their fears and their attachments, their codependencies, whatever, chain them down, hold them back, most likely because of the opinions of other people. Why I say that? Woman buried under the stone. See her she got cobby cuddlers on there. Well, she's wearing a sensible flat, right? Head at that end, right? Just covered, but her face up. And those rocks have people's faces on them. And there's a coyote howling in the back. And yes, the village is burning, but there's a way out. She could remove those rocks, just like in, you know, Rider-Waite Tarot, Pamela Coleman Smith. In the Devil card, this is the Devil card, half of it. The coyote is the other. We'll see if it shows up. But in the traditional tarot, right, it's loose. They could just go, poop, gotta go, see ya. But They don't, right? An attachment there. What's going on at the root of this? Ooh, the Hecate card, the Scorpio card, Queen of Cups, Crone of Cups in this deck. There's a major crossroads going on here. Hecate, I can't help it. I've known her since birth, apparently. The Crone at the crossroads. A wise decision, but no one knows about it. So in the subconscious, what you're not aware of place is even deeper hidden. 8th house Scorpio energy, right? Money, sex, power. This is starting to feel a little bit like a romantic sexual thing here. Other people's resources and the hidden, the occult. I mean, that's the word. It just means the hidden. Like if you get an occlusion in your eye, right? If you have contact lenses, right? And all of a sudden it's like, whoa, what is that, right? And you know it's not out here. I'm having a vision. No, it's just something's in your eye occluding your vision. Let's keep going. Well, what's behind you is the closing of the cycle. Somebody learned something. Somebody graduated. Somebody became a king, right? And somebody is coming back into this situation because most likely they have wrapped up something too. That doesn't mean necessarily that they are not still in chains, unless this is somebody whose faith is incredibly strong. And these are true love readings. So that is a possibility, right? Who may very well be very, very clear of accentuating the challenge of surviving without them negotiating the power of their spirit, right? Their honesty, their truth, their integrity, that they don't have a price. If people are going to talk, people are going to talk. It's 2021 at the time of this recording, right? You know, we all have to be authentic, to let your light shine at full capacity, because light is truth. You want to be enlightened, be truth. And I feel like that's what's bringing this together here, is that the whoever this is, the Libra or the Cross Watcher, or whoever you interpret this, that you have found compassion for yourself. You have graduated something, ended a cycle, and are now maybe in more of that compassionate integration, loving you, giving love out, keeping in balance. This sounds lovely. But with this deeper stuff, we will certainly look at that. But first, what's crowning this? Security. 4 of Pentacles. There is stability here. I love this card. It's 4 women taking their breast urns, I think they're called. That's what they're called. I didn't name them that. Nothing wrong with it, even if I did. Going to the tribal watering hole in order to bring back water, right? Essentially the source of life. There's no life on planet Earth without water. Let's be clear. And we've got 2 other water cards here as well. So really that sense of internal, I'm going to say not just physical security, but that's something to be embraced here. I don't feel that covering, closing the heart thing that way. Although certainly, healthy boundaries are essential in everything, I find nowadays in particular. We learn our boundaries from our families and our societies. Nightmare, right? That's why there's self-esteem, not tribe esteem. And this person might be bucking up against a lot of societal pressure. And might very well be done with it. So one thing I know about the Devil card is you don't live there forever. Now I will say with the Devil card and Hecate here, Underworld Goddess, shadow work. Shadow work, shadow work, shadow work. They may be going through Dark Night of the Soul, and I'm not going to say that definitely for everybody just because it's the Devil card. But with this Scorpio underneath, any healing that you're doing is not just healing you. It's helping to heal this whole situation. And if you are soulmates, the foundation of a soulmate contract is you help each other heal vibrationally, even if you haven't met yet. That's the quantum entanglement of a soulmate contract. VIDS in the description box about this, but I love this. Embrace your security. And that could be the 2 of you really coming together in a safe and stable, honorable way. What comes of that? What did I say about the honorable way? Ma'at, the Justice card, fairness, balance. Now, this is all your internal heart, throat, third eye, crown experience. So it would make sense as a Libra that with this stability, and it is an Earth card, it can even be very secure in the wisdom of, yeah, I learned something. Like, I'm not going to forget this. It's hardwired now. It's no longer belief system. It's part of me. It's a piece of gold that I alchemized from the lead of perhaps what went on either with this person or something similar, that the path of true love has been organized for you to get your justice, get your balance, weigh your heart against an ostrich feather. Where you're going to find an ostrich feather and how you're going to do that. But read up on Ma'at. In the Egyptian Book of the Dead, there are different translations. One is that she weighs your heart, and if it's lighter than an ostrich, I believe it's an ostrich feather. I could be wrong about that. Don't cancel me because of a bird feather, please. It's foul behavior. You could kiss me for that joke now. Right? That if your heart is lighter than the feather, you move on to the next world. If you don't, one version is that you have to go back to planet Earth. Another incarnation. You're still not quite done. I prefer that. It's more of a litmus test than a pass-fail, right? The other version is that a demon eats your soul, so I could go with that. But we've been on this rock for a while, good old Mother Earth. So there is a balancing of the heart energies within you. It is definitely the Libra card. There are actually scales drawn on the card of Ma'at. Yeah, Ma'at magic ain't no joke. Make sure your slate is clean before you cast with Ma'at. Just saying, learn that one the hard way. What's your lesson? The Aquarius card. Now, if there's Aquarian dynamic here, you know, signs, whatever, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, blah, blah. Not really tune into that right now. But what I'm getting is that your lesson here is to see this from the highest perspective and just be very, very friendly. See everyone as one, right? There's only one life force. Everybody's, you know, Bob Marley, one love, one heart, one life, until, right? Until, and that's a necessary part of the spiritual evolution. Some say we're born enlightened. I don't know about that. But certainly the conditioning that we pick up along the way, I mean, just how we divide ourselves in as many different ways possible, where really we are one. There's only one life force. That's a truth. Like, you can believe it or not. It doesn't matter. Unity doesn't care. Unity is unity. So we just got a Rick and Morty flash too there. So humanitarianism, right? Be the benevolent king. I mean, this really is something that you can kind of rise above this. And the lesson that you're learning will be seen more from a third eye crown chakra place here, is also what I'm getting. Well, it would make sense. The king with the crown, if you are the Libra watching this, right? A fair king, a just king. Well, the Libra is the king of the King of Swords. This is the Queen of Swords, so maybe a bit more deeper in and higher up, because Aquarians just don't pull back. Usually they pull back and up, right, to kind of see the larger we are the world, we are the people, Link Pinks, Farm Aid. From the outside looking in, you got the Two of Cups. Your vibe is you love this person, or at least there's a strong pull, right? Like a whirlpool. I love this deck. That speaks to me of the Two of Cups so much clearer than saying, oh, it's true love. No, it's a two. Your hearts are drawn. You ever feel that? You know, like rein it back in a little bit? Well, I'm a Virgo. I kind of have to, though I don't with a Leo rising. That emotional attraction, that heart bond, that heart connection is absolutely there. Let's move on. Let's see. Three of Blades here is not heartbreak. It's getting to the heart of the matter, or focus. The Maiden, the Mother, the Crone. The three graces that I call the gateway graces. The Maiden grace of humility. The Mother grace of hope, but true hope, not false hope. And the Crone goddess of endurance. To really know that you don't know what this is about, right? The Maiden. To hope that it's all part of the divine plan and it's all going to work out well, and that it benefits everybody in some way, shape, or form. It's pretty high hope, but always plays out. That's why it's a good hope to have. That's the divine plan for you. And the Crone grace to endure. Whatever is necessary, whatever is written on your heart, whatever it is that you truly desire here, to get to the heart of that. That's why I can't get on board with the Three of Swords always being about heartbreak, because in Pamela Coleman's, before that it was just Three Swords. There was no heart on that. If you research the older tarot decks, no, that was Pamela. Thank you, bless your soul, Pixie, we love you. But the heart's not broken, it's pierced. And it's not bleeding either, although certain depictions sense, right? And everybody interprets tarot a different way. But there ain't no heartbreak in this card. This is bringing together your if you like, your innocence, your unconditional love, and your wisdom, your power, your love, and your wisdom to get to the heart of the matter of this. This is good. It just doesn't feel like heartbreak, not in your destiny position. And in your outcome, we've got the Capricorn card, White Buffalo Woman, right? Yep, Buffalo Woman. Sorry, the white not indicated there. That's just because of the white buffalo in the United States. The Crone of Pentacles, the Capricorn card. There's a peak moment, like the peak of a mountain here, that was slow and steady, wins the race. But I'm going to say with this Four of Pentacles crowning, very stable, but very creative. Not Taurus, fixed earth, Capricorn, creative earth, cardinal earth, earth that initiates a mountain. How much lives on a mountain, let alone in the mountain, right? The mines of Moria, right? But there is definitely a stability here. I don't know, guys. I think you might have the best reading so far, but we ain't nowhere near done. That's all inside. So, you know, your outcome, your most likely outcome, really is lovely. Now, let me just do Major Arcana check here. We've got 1, 2, 3 out of 10. I'm not going to say that this is necessarily the Star Spangled Banner or whatever your national anthem is at the top of your lungs. But with a King and a Prostitute, I don't know, it feels like the opportunity for growth and evolution here is lovely. I'm going to say with that Two of Cups, that is feeling very, very romantic here, or at least from the outside vibing in towards you. You've got that going on. Maybe they can't because of that. Maybe they do because of that oppression. But they can't right now, right? They are chained by tribal dictate, particularly if this is same gender, whatever the gender flip-flop is on that. You do you, whatever this is. Okay, there are all sorts of ways that we have divided up humanity that is completely ridiculous. Sorry. You want pure non-dualistic, pure non-dualism? I'm a pure non-dualist witch. I just don't look like one. Breathe. As I call upon my gods of air and the sign of Libra, I'm loving this read. Eros, a god of romance and sexuality, but certainly son of Aphrodite, who shares the throne with her in Libra. Please, I need 10 cards. These we're calling straight up each one to clarify what we have going on here for the Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video. Feel those wings receiving this Path of True Love reading, this timeless Path of True Love reading. They are presenting as the King with the Six of Cups. And we've got the Empress on top of it. You have got your masculine, feminine dynamic on point, on fleek. I mean, you are representing here root, sacrum, solar plexus, what this looks like in the outside world, right? Either from the outside looking in at you or from the inside looking out, something in the physical world that would affect the root, sacrum, and solar plexus chakras, giving us now the full spectrum, right? From the 8th down to the root, how this manifests in physical form. So you've got this divine masculine, well, let's say masculine energy archetype of the King that you are alchemizing. You really are in charge here. You really are in charge, but are you going to have entitlement or rulership without restraint, right? Nightmare. By the way, this is what created America, if you think about it. We rebelled against this. Doesn't do too well for very long in the United States. The light attribute, enlightened, you know, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. Is this person in your charge? Do they want to be? Charge! Because the love is flowing back and forth here with this Six of Cups on the inner. And you are certainly offering the unconditional love. Now, maybe not just to this person. Maybe it is unconditional. Except for some people. Thank you. All About Eve audio flashback there. What's going on here with the prostitute crossing their path with the card of oppression? I'm getting sweaty here. Ooh, they are presenting as the Hierophant. Well, if this is a spiritual, well, everybody's spiritual. Please, we're spirit before we're bodies. But if this is somebody who is religious, this could be issue, yeah? If this is somebody who is traditional, professionally, personally, structured in a way. I mean, to me, this is a great card. It's the High Priest. I was a High Priest, but being a channel of spiritual energy and the gods working through you, like the Yang version of the High Priestess, if you will. But I'm not getting that here. I mean, what I'm getting is that, and by the way, nobody reaches that overnight, right? It's a level by level procedural thing, just like getting a college degree or becoming a master's in anything, even becoming an ascended master, right? There's got to be a curriculum. So they are in their learning for sure, but when you pair that with oppression, we are looking at perhaps spiritual differences here that may be breaking up within them, right? That they might be evolving. You know, how much codependence goes on because we're afraid of what our families will think or our neighbors will think. People don't get that's codependence, right? Because only I have to feel good about my choices. It's my path, right? You know, and you know what? Depending on where you live, they can't burn you at the stake anymore. And that's why we have lawyers. That's why people down lawyers. I was raised by one. Can you tell? Let's look at this Scorpio card here. Definitely, I would say shadow work here, embracing the hard to embrace emotions, but I think that's cake for you at this point compared to what might be going on here. Let's see if those cards come back around. Please breathe. Eros, what they probably don't see here, unless they're really kind of in tune, Hecate, the Scorpio card, 8th house energy at the core of this. So big transformation for sure. Queen of Cups, Crone of Cups, Scorpio, perhaps at a crossroads here, a transformational crossroads. What does this look like from the outside looking in? Or the inside looking out? Please just leave the card in my hand, and it's the top one of the two. It sure is. 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords, rock and hard place time. But mental. There's a lot of I want to, but it's a mental prison. We know that. Blindfolded and bound, right? Good old Rider-Waite Tarot. A lot of beliefs, and I do feel like that there's a lot of mind caging going on here, right? Reaching for the key they can't reach for, but there's no walls, right? There's just the bars in front of them, and every time they turn, the bars are there, but they could back away, right? They could absolutely go within and set themselves free from that, but like any crossroads cards, this is a decision of empowerment. And will they compromise their spirit for the comfort? Will they compromise their faith in what they truly know to be the divine? If it's religious or even sociologically, are they willing to be authentic or compromise their spirit really in what can really should be called tribal codependence? You know, you're dependent upon them for something, so you have to prostitute yourself. It's one way of looking at it. Yeah, people don't realize codependence ain't all about drugs and alcohol. No. It is an addiction unto itself. All right, let's see. Well, it feels like with that Shakti, the life dancer, you look up the goddess Shakti, you will get so much more about what that's about there. In your past, a graduation, an overcoming, a real learning, a completing of a cycle, macro, not micro, not minor arcana, major arcana. What does that look like on the outer, please, my beloved Eros? Yeah, 3 of Wands. This is something that you did the work for, but certainly it is something that has set you in a place of loyalty to yourself. Yes, you may very well have been waiting for something to happen. I can see the 3 of Wands as that. It's setting a purpose. You've already gotten through the indecision of the 2 of Wands, so you're at the 3, and you're dedicating. Here we have a king sort of offering his loyalty, his crown to Jason of Jason and the Argonauts to get the golden fleece. The journey has not yet started, but there might be a giving of loyalty here that actually got you over this last little bump back into the Fool, which we don't see here necessarily, but certainly the last card, the universe, the world. Shakti, the life dancer, dancing right on the edge between, let's say midnight, let's say 11:59, because I want to stay alive, and midnight, right? That just right on that thin line, crossing over that and doing it with loyalty from the outside looking in. Your priorities in order. Of course, that could bring you into this lovely place of the King with this emotional balance, Six of Cups and the Empress. You had to do you, is what I'm getting there. There is a loyalty to the path, a loyalty to your healing, a loyalty to something, but something that you definitely want, and now we'll continue the journey, because what's crowning you is this lovely Four of Pentacles. I just don't get that hoarder vibe there at all. No, this is about you really feeling comfortable in your own skin, and that's sort of the next step. Really get that you've got the King archetype working in you with that Empress. You're presenting as the Empress. Yeah, like really embrace your own emotional and physical security. Just, I think that's what it really means to feel comfortable in your own skin, right? It's like, no, it's okay for me to feel what I'm feeling. There's deep stuff going on here. I don't think either one of you are wholly, W-H-O-L-L-Y, aware of. What's going on with that Four of Pentacles, please, in the Crown? Ooh, in the Tower. So here's the tea. Something's coming in, and it's going to be a lightning bolt. It's going to be a shock, but not to your security. Not with that Six of Cups behind you, and not with that, that graduation is the word they're really giving me with the World card, the universe there. Yeah, something's coming in, and it's going to what? Right? It's going to what? It's going to what? It's going to balance you. This feels like something comes in, it does not hit your heart, throat, third eye, crown security. It's going to hit the outside world, though. And that could be a text out of nowhere. That can be anything. I don't know if it's you delivering it or them delivering it to you, but something's going to go down. Could be a world event, right? Oh, I have so many stories about 9/11 and my tarot students at the time. Oh my God. That was cray-cray. But they got, oh my God, it wasn't about me. It was about everybody. Can be. But it leads us to Ma'at, justice. What does that look like on the outside? Please, my beloved Eros. So cute. Yeah, King of Cups. Now, this could be a person, certainly. Now, when we're in these cards, these certainly can represent people. But again, we're talking about emotional maturity and balance here. And you've got a king and a king. I think this is you really saying, yeah, whatever this Tower moment is, I'm okay. I'm comfortable in my own skin, right? I've got compassion. I feel like you could have compassion for this person dealing with the prostitute issues, like I said, that we all have, because of course you have. We all have. Do you have a price? Maybe it's not financial. Is it emotional? Is it mental? Is it spiritual? This person has made some compromises that they needed to survive, but now can no longer do that. It looks like not with this. This is going to feel really, really balancing to you. And I feel like, and this has happened before, the color, this is Orpheus, Greek myth Orpheus, and really a king of bards, of poets, certainly. Don't take him to the underworld. He tends not to follow directions. And look at the color on this. Like both kings, but so similar. Now, the Emperor card is like that too in this deck, which is Zeus. But definitely, this is a you could say, embodying, right? Taking this king archetype down through all of this and being that fair, benevolent king, right? Benefiting those in their charge. And this person might be in your charge, right? Now, I will say, with the Hierophant card there with the Empress, those two might be a tricky pair right now, particularly, like I said, if because of religious or spiritual differences. But there is a learning thing in place here, but the love is there. And if this feels like a true love read, which it is, Path of True Love read, your lesson, see the bigger, right? Further in and higher up, right? Deeper in and further in, or whatever that is in The Last Battle, C.S. Lewis. Breathe. Yeah, my gods of air, the sign of Libra, what is their lesson, beloved Eros, with that Aquarian crone of cups, Ixchel flying high on the eagle woman with a pair of scissors, to clip out that which does not suit, particularly in the element of air, to see the bigger picture and edit, right? With that on the inner, what is their lesson on the outer, please, on the path of true love? And it's the Emperor, literally the next card down. There it is. I mean, come on. Come on. They look like twinsies, except he's in purple, they're in blue, right? So essentially, you've got two kings and an emperor It's not quite a full house or whatever that's called. 3 of a kind, 4 kings. You got 2 kings and an emperor. Well, the emperor is all the kings of the zodiac, so you got 6 kings. That means you're cheating in poker, I think. It's been a while since I've played strip poker back in college, dear God Almighty. So yeah, this is definitely you learning about your power, you presenting as the emperor. I said it before, you've got like this emperor empress thing going on. Divine feminine, divine feminine on the inside, divine masculine on the outside. Twinkie on the inside, rich dark chocolate on the outside. Got a while, have a chocodile. They no longer exist. Those were great. I loved those as a kid. Oh my God, that and Rolos. I love me some caramel. This is magnificent. Your lesson, although not easy, is about being an emperor. You can either destroy this person with that Zeus lightning bolt, or you could have that love and compassion. And I feel like that's where you're headed, that love and compassion. 2 of Cups on the inner. What does this look like on the outer, please, for the Libra? I'm reading for Temperance. Patience, girl. Patience, boy. Patience, patience, patience. You are balanced. We see that internal 6 of Cups here sort of manifested as pouring that 1 cup into the other. This took time. This took time. I feel like if you are doing any sort of forgiveness work, you forgave this person a while ago. That might, or somebody similar to them. It does work holographically, right? It's so funny. You can forgive somebody in your family and it shifts something in your romantic life and vice versa. That's holographic reality. It's just how it is. We're not in control of that. We can't deliberately forgive someone else to heal. You know, it just works that way because it's all within us. So you're lovely in this, I gotta say. Oh no, Virgo snafu. We can't have cards going different ways while I'm shuffling. I won't hear of it. I will not hear of it. We good? We are now. Sorry about that. I get a little flustered when the cards go kerflooey. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, 3 of Blades in the Destiny position there. Yeah, that might be your fear that your heart's going to get broken. It is hearts and fears, but get to the heart of that. You're pretty clear. That's why I'm not getting with that 4 of... You need to embrace that internal security that you're fine. That no matter what happens, you're going to be fine. But also get to the heart of the matter here somehow. Focus is the word written on the card there. So please, my gods of air, Eros, please, what does this look like from the outside looking in, at least? Lower 3 chakra dynamic. The Lovers. We could end the reading right here. We're not going to. Yeah, the decision is in your hands. You have to make the most loving, wise, empowered decision no matter how this person takes it. Right? If it's like, I'm going to continue right now. My decision is to love me and to bless you. Right? That's very much Temperance. I love you. I told you I had a little text message from Clark Kent yesterday. I said, I will not kiss you first, but if you kiss me, I will kiss you back, right? It's the clearest, healthiest boundary you're going to get on planet Earth right now. No. We'll see, right? We'll see. The decision will be mine as to whether or not I will kiss him back. He's like 6'9". I like tall. I really like tall. I'm already 6 foot, 6'1", depending on what I'm wearing, right? Ooh, wow. Wow. I mean, the Lover's card is your destiny. You get to decide. This is life-changing decision stuff. But even if you don't get necessarily what you want, it's more about the decision, getting to the heart of the matter. What is it that the truth of who I am, right? How do I be benevolent and compassionate with myself here? Not cutting yourself out of the equation for other people, which what it feels like this person crossing your path is doing. All right, Capricorn card, Cardinal Earth, right? Slow and steady wins the race, but something durable. Card of abundance. I mean, Buffalo woman. Buffalo in everything I've ever read about Native American totemic symbolism and magic and prayer and ritual, it's always been about prosperity and abundance. So to feel that on the inside is really a magnification of that 4 of Pentacles in their crown. And the King of Pentacles, if we really want to go there, it's the Capricorn card, the King of Pentacles. So please, what does this look like on the outside? Please, the Ace of Wands, thank God. I think you got one of the few readings of this series that didn't have a total fucking womp womp in the 10th position. Womp womp. No, I think Virgo did okay too. The Ace of Wands, Zeus issuing the quest, a new quest. It's like, you've got the stability to say, all right, let's do this. Okay. Okay, Ace of Wands. Let's initiate this. Let's do it. And who is it? Who is it holding the Ace of Wands? It's just Zeus, the card of the Emperor in your lesson. It's going to be your decision. Yes, is this a come around? Most likely, with that Six of Cups on the inner. Doesn't have to be. But I get the feeling, or, you know, somebody new can walk into your life and they're like, oh, I would love to, but I can't because I have this, and I have this, and I have this, and I have this, and I have this. But what brought you together? Well, the lesson brought you together. You learn yours, they will eventually learn theirs. That's for sure. But if this is a scripted thing where you are meant to be together, that you are meant to dance, and I am getting, you got the Two of Cups and the Lovers right next to each other. I think any reader would say that shifts the percentage to this being more romantic sexual. But this is why the gods, I should say, the higher selves of all involved told me to use this lovely deck, the Party Turner, as I like to call it, the Whispers of Love Oracle. Please take a nice deep breath. This is changing dimensions here from the gods to the higher selves. Just a different vibe. They're way more serious than the gods are, I think. So please, I call upon the higher selves of all involved here. Please, one card in clarity for the Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. Bless them with a piece of information, inspiration, or insight, right? What is it they need to work with here? They need to know the whisper of love for them on the path of true love concerning this King archetype and this Prostitute archetype timeless read. Appreciate this moment. You're in a place of power. You're in a place of power. You just are. Appreciate this moment. Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love. And I think you're there, right? The King in the 8th, Six of Cups, emotional balance on the inner, Empress on the outer. But then again, there is this mental prison. I think there are a lot of beliefs standing in the way. Thoughts, overthinking. Overthinking is really 9 of blades for me, 9 of swords, I should say. This is different. This is just like, and I don't even know, it's circular thinking. It's just being caught between the Furies and Apollo is what's going on here. You really don't want to be caught between the Furies and the Apollo. So there could be this belief, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. I want to be with you, but I'm not going to compromise myself, feels like the King. And the Prostitute was saying, I want to be with you, but I have to compromise myself right now. I have to compromise this. So appreciate this moment. This may not be giving you what you want right now, but if they're doing the work, if that Hierophant really is about their step-by-step growth, learning, evolution on the path of true love in some structured way, they're finding their way through, removing those rocks of oppression one at a time. But a lot of it's just fear. If not all of it is just fear and illusion, and everybody gets to process that and move through that at their own pace. A benevolent King knows that. Just saying. Last card down. Metcon Healing Mantra. This should be a doozy. Appreciate this moment. Let's ask the Ascended Masters, shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. They're a fun bunch. Ooh, they do not take this world as seriously as we do, or the higher selves actually do. Breathe. Mostly, as I call upon the Ascended Masters, particularly of true love. They know how hard it is. They know it is a master's path and a path of mastery. So please, my beloved Ascended Masters of true love, what is the perfect healing mantra from the Metcon Healing Mantra deck? Let's face it, Metcon is an Ascended Master in human form at this point. I mean, he drinks kale, he eats kale, right? That's apparently a requirement. I do coffee. Please, what is the perfect healing mantra for the Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video? Receiving this reading that will help them on the path to true love, that will help them heal them. It's their reading, not theirs. It's your reading, not theirs, right? So that you do the healing you need to do, they do the healing they need to do for their well-being, for the well-being of all, holographically. Obviously, that perfect healing mantra for them on the timeless path to true love at the time of this recording is embodying my soul. I have a right to be excited, and you just can't hide it. I don't think you're about to lose control, but I think you like it. I'm going to point at your sisters. Wow. I'm going to read from the bookie book on this, certainly. But this is about you achieving something, and I see it here. I see it here. A soul goal. Is that a thing? Hashtag soul goal. Oh my God, how annoying. Embodying the soul, that you have a right to be excited with or without this person. Like whatever it is that they do, that's on them. Can you be inspiring them as that enlightened, benevolent king? Just being patient and loving, understanding that at any point you could say no more, poof, and they're gone. But that is a decision that you're going to have to make, and making it from a place of being excited because of them is one thing. Being excited, particularly what I'm about to read to you here, by embodying the soul is different. And isn't that kind of sort of what that like strong king, emperor, empress thing as one is? It is the soul. It is the eternal part of you that has no gender, right? And look what we get into with race and gender on this one. That's so stupid. Necessary, I suppose. I wouldn't have written it that way. But there are other worlds. Embodying my soul. There are a lot of E's in this one, this book. I have a right to be excited. Said the Empress with the Emperor. When your soul is embodied, you are grateful to be alive. You are aware of life as a precious opportunity to experience the frequency of your own light through the unique attributes, characteristics, and senses of a person. In other words, you are so free right now because of this graduation, this world card behind you. Really appreciate this moment. You are at the top of one mountain, certainly that Capricorn, and the foothills of the next with that Ace of Wands, right? The journey never stops. There's always a higher truth. There's always a higher plane. So from that unity, you're really embodying all that is a huge mind-blowing thing, but with your own unique characteristics and expressions as a soul in a body. This is great. You have a right to be excited. As your soul becomes embodied, which is what we were talking about there, you are elated to be a part of life's cosmic plan, no matter how bad things seem. And that's true. Like, I get that. It's like, look, I love them. My job is to love them. That doesn't mean I have to be in love with them. That doesn't mean I have to compromise myself, because I'm not gonna. And if they come along, that's great. I love you. I bless you. You want some help pulling those rocks up off you? You ask. But otherwise, as a benevolent king here, presenting as the Empress, I'm going to give you all the love and acceptance and peace and temperance and all that I can, because I have a right to be excited about where I am in my life right now while they figure things out. This mantra is ideal for developing courage, finding your inner voice, which I've never met a Libra that had a problem finding that, unless maybe Libra moon, right? Harder to express the stuff that's inside. And feeling safe in your body. And I feel like you've achieved that, right? The security thing, feeling safe in your body, feeling comfortable in your own skin. It's all on the table. Let me put it together for you in a little blessing, prayersy-waresy thing. Yeah, always have a tool handy. Breathe. As once again I call upon my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of the path of true love, and the higher souls of all involved, please may the Libra collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love, that they may be enlightened, benevolent leadership forces in this world, benefiting those in your charge, particularly dealing with those who are dealing with the challenge of surviving without negotiating the powers of their spirit, while they maintain, as long as they can, the Six of Cups, emotional balance, giving and receiving of love in a very unconditional Empress kind of way that Libra, Taurus, energy in Venus, or all that Venus energy in physical form, blessing the world in that way. Dealing with someone who now they know has challenges in a survival way, oppressed on the inner, but with a structure, with learning, and perhaps even a spiritual, religio, something or other, either helping or hurting, and it's usually somewhere in between, because certainly there is shadow work, big decision going on here. Both of them know it deep down, maybe don't want to look at it because of the rock and a hard place, blindfolded and bound situation. It appears to be, but is only in the mind that way, though it may really appear that way, because they have already graduated from some aspect of this in their larger spiritual path, that now their loyalty is probably to themselves and to their path, and that they are willing to wait for the right person, situation, thing to come along for them. Hence the autonomous king with that empress, but perhaps calling forth an emperor, which we'll get there, with this stability no matter what is going on, no matter what happens with this person crossing their path. With that Tower card, some illusion's going to be blown up, and they're okay with it anyway. They embrace their own security and stability within, not protecting their hearts, but being comfortable in their own skin. And when lightning strikes, it can be very exciting, and they have a right to be excited. And then there comes the justice, that not just justice in the outside world, it can be subjective, right? This balancing of something within themselves that they feel the justice. Things are now made just. Things have been brought into balance. And though they may not be so very overt about how they feel about it, that might be the very thing with that Six of Cups here manifesting on the outer as the Cancerian king, the King of Cups, Orpheus, perhaps being poetic in the way that they speak, being a bard, but also emotionally balanced, but very deeply loving, as we see them having their emperor lesson here, pulling up to the 8th chakra, right? Now, at least crown chakra or above, seeing it from the penthouse or the satellite, if they can get up there, to really see the larger picture with that Aquarian energy and what beliefs need to be snipped out because they're just not true. Illusions don't have to be removed because they're not actual things. They just need to be seen as illusions. Yeah. With this Two of Cups, with Temperance, were we to walk up to this Libra, we would say this is someone who's very balanced and patient and very, very healing and kind of very, very balanced, and they are they're drawn, they're loved, maybe they're in love. There's definitely an emotional bond they are feeling from someone, though they may be keeping it behind a more mature, stable persona there, because on the path of true love, their destiny comes about by them getting to the heart of the matter of the Lover's card, of the empowering decision. How do I make the most wise, loving, empowered decision? Athena, Aphrodite, Hera, wise, loving, empowered decision, wise, loving, empowered decision that will change their lives. And give them at the end of this, and the most probable outcome, regardless of the Tower, this stability, this Capricorn, King of Pentacles on the inner, something stable, something strong, something boundaried, but something healthy, prosperous, abundant, creative, as this thing starts up again. The Ace of Wands, true. Could be somebody new coming in, them going in another direction, but I'm not getting that. I feel like for the majority of them, that's going to be like, okay, I'm sending the lightning bolt, and it's, all right, let's hang out. Okay, let's talk about this. Okay, I'm going to be benevolent and compassionate here for their well-being. So may the Libra collective be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love. May love conquer all in this situation and in all of life, for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So let it be. And so it is. I know. It was a long read. I don't care. That's why I do the other ones. It's so long. This is the important work. This is the work that only you can do anything about, regardless of what the person who's crossing your path is. And if you want a private read, check out the video, Booking a Read with Mal. Really, I tell you what goes down in a reading. It's lovely. I love doing what I'm doing. I'm going to make one for spiritual counseling too. I'm going to do a couple more of those videos explaining things. I like doing them. I am, after all, a teacher. Yeah. At core, that is who I am. So, wishing you the very best and the very blessed. Check out my book, Words of Grace. There's a lot of this stuff in there. And there is a Path of True Love book in me. I've already got the majority of it written. It's just the time, the place, and someone to make an EPUB document. Otherwise, wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of it all. Like, subscribe, and all that jazz. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.